painful initially, and I never felt anything like it, and heard a little bit of crack, so they had to take precautions, and I'm thankful for that, definitely, you know, and thankful for everybody looking out and reaching out to me.
Was it clear it was a stinger when you, after going to the hospital that day?
Well, that's what initially I thought, but I also heard the cracks. But I was moving my fingers, I was moving my toes and my feet, and I did like a bridge up on the ground. But so I was like, I asked Jim. I said, why you got to put me on the board? Why do we got to go to Baylor? And he's like, it's precaution. We got to go. And when they told me in the ambulance that things can happen where people don't think they broke their neck, and as soon as they turn it a little bit, they got so much torque that they could break it on spot. It's kind of scared me, so I just shut up and watched the game. My wife had the game over top of me.
Was there a different sensation though with this one than the previous ones that you felt?
Yeah, because usually I just feel some shot down my arm into my fingers and stuff, and this one went down my back, and I felt a lot of pain in my upper back. Yeah, so that was it. That was the difference. And I heard a crack.
You know it's a risk when you play this sport, but when you're laying there on the field, what's kind of going through you? You mentioned being scared. I mean, what were you thinking and feeling with it?
At first, I was scared, because I heard a sound, and like obviously when something happens in your body, you can hear it loud. But when I hit the old lineman in the center, he said, he kind of said, are you all right? And then I was like, okay, so he heard it too. So now I'm laying on the ground, and I was scared until I moved my fingers and my legs, and then I thought I was all right. I knew I was all right, and but then they told me that about moving your neck and you could possibly break it. So I got a little worried back in the ambulance again, but as soon as they told me everything was good, I just prayed and said thank you.
Do you remember what it feels like to win a playoff game?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it feels amazing. I remember our Detroit game very clearly. It's a good feeling, and obviously you're inching closer to that main goal. And I always have the main goal in mind because that's what my whole life I've done. I've always had something where I want to get to, and whatever's in front of me that's trying to stop me, I try and punch through it. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here. I mean, I'm trying to get these guys, and obviously they're on the right mindset and having the main goal in mind, and busting through everything that's trying to get in our way.
I think Wade said last year that these young guys in the locker room understand how fleeting these opportunities are. Sometimes you have to
Yeah.
capture it and
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
You feel like you've been in your career long enough where you know that
Yeah.
you have to really take advantage of it.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, you could look around the league and just at guys that have never won a Super Bowl, and some guys been to the playoffs once and played a long time. And I mean, obviously, when you get there, it's definitely something you got to capitalize on, and hopefully, we get that done. And I know that's something we're trying to stress on the guys that this doesn't come. This is not easy to do in the NFL. So we're trying to make the best out of it, and again, get to our main goal.
What makes Russell Wilson so tough?
He's a competitor. He's a fighter. And he's a man. The guys are like real old. I would say old school mentality. Obviously, he runs around and does different than a lot of the traditional old school quarterbacks. But he gets hit, gets back up, and he can run, work and run.
Do you have to be more disciplined in your rush against him than maybe any other quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, just as disciplined as the Watsons and all the other fast quarterbacks and tiny little guys that be running around back there. But yeah, I mean, we obviously there's evidence of him being rushed well on film. We've rushed him in the past, and played him a couple of times now. So we just gotta know how we gotta rush him, know what we gotta do, and then get the job done.
You talked about watching the game in the hospital, right?
Yeah.
Was it a little hard to stay focused and not move around too much given the nature of that game?
Yeah, especially because of what happened as soon as I put my eyes on the TV. I was watching. My wife had the game on over my face since they had my face mask off, making me look like a silly out there. But yeah, so as soon as I had to go into the machines and we got into the hospital, they brought me back into the room, and I can hear the game, and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna keep it on loud so you can hear it." I'm like, "No, can you turn me to the side?" and they turned me to the side, and I finally got the vision of the TV, and I seen Malik rushing, and Malik gets the sack, and I was like, oh, let's go. My wife said, you better stop. No. I was in my room in the room that they gave me at that point. Yeah, I just got out of one of the X-ray things.
Did Tank and some of the other guys FaceTime you after the game? Like maybe you had just gotten home or something, but they got in the locker room and FaceTimed you, I think.
I FaceTimed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the conversation like?
It was I was just happy, I'm proud of them, and proud of the fight that they put up, proud of how they responded after I went down, because I know if one of my brothers went down and I don't have any information, I'd be worried, and that would be one of the things in my head. And with that, they let it go well, and they got the job done, and I was just proud of them and happy for them. And I told them to bring my hat, man. I know I got to give it away, but bring me it for a little bit.
What do you think of when you think of that game against the Seahawks earlier this year? What jumps out at you?
Mistakes that we made that cost us some things in the game, and obviously I had a penalty that gave them a little run down the field, on Russell Wilson, and just things like that. But again, mistakes that we made and things that we had cleaned up since, and I'm just excited. I'm excited to get back out there.
Well, most of the questions are obviously about Russell Wilson, but is this team, of all the ones that you go against, the one that's most committed to running the ball? Or among them, I guess.
They're one of them.
Baltimore runs a lot too.
Yeah, they're definitely one of them. And that's one thing we got to do, and we've harped on it. We got to stop the run. That's what we try and do in any game. We try and make teams one-dimensional, because then we can do what we love to do, and that's just rush. But we got to start off strong and start off trying to stop the run. Obviously not. I mean, it's the NFL. It's I got banged up a little bit, a little rusty. You take some time like that off, it takes a lot of time to get back. So I'm just trying to get the best I can out of practices, and with the tempo that we're going, and get as much as I can back to get out there. But I plan on getting it feeling real good and feeling back to normal once game time comes.
Apologies if you said this already, but the crack that you heard on the field, did you figure out what that was?
That was probably just my neck cracking.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
They didn't have anything.
No. I mean, I've been adjusted before, and I told our chiropractor and my chiropractor, I told him, it felt like that times two, or it hurt, or it sounded like that, But just my neck cracking, I guess. I don't know.
Before practice today, you were out there with an lineman, kind of.
Yeah,
Is that just kind of?
Yeah, I just had to feel it, because with stingers, obviously, and you get that pop, you're gonna feel it, and so I just wanted to see what it was like.
When some other guys have had stingers, they've like D-wear and they've changed their like neck rolls and things.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans on doing anything?
Well,
like
that's
that?
what I was testing out. I have a roll in my thing now, so I got a bunch right here and a little bit in the back, so. It worked out well. Obviously, you're going to feel it still on every hit, but it's way better than what I thought it was going to be.
But that there's no further damage to be done, or
yeah, I mean,
hit to you? Have you gotten the testing said?
I don't think our training staff would let me go back out there if there was. So that's just what I'm hoping. I guess. Yeah, I know they wouldn't, so I'm good.
How scary was it?
I was scary initially, Like I was saying, at first I just had to move my fingers and my feet and legs and stuff to make sure that nothing was too seriously wrong. And then I thought, okay, everything's okay. But they put me on the board anyways and brought me to Baylor. And then I got reawakened to my fear when the guys in the ambulance told me, it's as easy as moving your neck again to eventually it will break. So I was just careful and cautious after that. I tried to, yeah, just in case.
Do you remember your first time back on the field after the Achilles and whether it like took you a little while?
Oh yeah, it definitely took me a long time. The Achilles was different though. I wasn't feeling myself throughout training camp and like the first 3 games of the season after when I came back from that. But eventually, started broke up that scar tissue and started rolling. So. With any injury. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna jump back for sure. All right, y'all. Thank you.
How scary was it?